Namaskar, namaskar. Welcome back to another live on Thursday evening, 7 p.m. This is Aditya Soma. If you're new here, I'm a real estate investor and real estate agent located in Windsor, Essex. So on this channel, I talk about so that's so if you're joining me live for the first time, let me know in the comments below what's your name, is actually for you to help any concerns, any challenges that you're facing. If you if you're having things in your mind that you want to clear up, come join this live, ask me questions, because like I mentioned, this is for you. I want to help you. So make sure to comment, ask me what questions you have regarding real estate investing and the sales. So without any due, today's topic, like I mentioned, I'm going to share about my first year as a new real estate agent, because now I've been a real estate agent little over 3.5 years, and I built a business from scratch with a zero experience. I was in IT, so I was a IT software developer for 5 years before I got into sales. And many people used to ask me why I got into sales, because I was having a successful career as a software developer, and I was doing decent enough with the investments. So, I'll be sharing all those things. And if you're just joining me live, let me know in the comments what's your name, where you're joining the live from, and where is your current real estate portfolio, as an investor, as an agent. If you're a new agent, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. So, so to take you back, how why I got started into sales, because I was investing. My main intention when I got into real estate is to build at least like 100 units. That's going to give me like 10 to 20,000 passive income, cash flow after all expenses, and I just want to be financially free and live the life, travel the world. That was my goal. So with that goal, I started into sales, not sales, investing. But all of a sudden in 2018 I got into debt. Yes. um, Family responsibilities, so I have to borrow almost 100,000 um, for my sister wedding. That's a responsibility I had, um, and thanks for that. Because of that responsibility, I got into debt. And when I got into debt, like 100,000 was a big number for me, because by then I was making a 4,400 a month salary through software developer. So I did my math. um, and my wife at that time was also working. She was making like $1,500 a month. She was a bank teller. So we were doing our math, like, after we got into debt, oh, to clear off debt of 100,000, how long it's going to take us to, continue the investing, because now we are in debt. I cannot do investing. That was the question mark started in my mind. Okay, what do I do now? How can I clear off this venues? Looked in properties, because there were, in 2018, a lot of people were flipping properties, and they're making, for per flip 20, 30,000, 10,000, some of them even 50,000 a successful flip. So I was like, that also makes sense. But even for the flips, I would need more money. So that was the option. I'm like, I'm already into debt. So if I need money, either I have to go for private money, borrow money from more money from other people, and do investing with that, do flippings with that money. And excuse me, let me sip a water. And while I'm sharing the story, please don't hesitate to ask any questions, because when I started, I asked bunch of questions, like to people who are successfully doing sales, successfully doing investing. I was asking, um, even small questions, silly questions. What's drywall? What's insulation? Those kind of questions too. So that's why I encourage you. Let me know in the comments any questions that you have. Where are you currently with your career? Are you a real estate agent or investor or working full time, but you wanna, your goal is to um, become financial free? Whatever the questions, let me know in the comments below. I see that Srikant from Brampton. Hi, Srikant. Ritesh from Windsor. Just an admirer of your work. Thank you, Ritesh. Akshay. Hey, Akshay. Tirumala Krishna. Hi, Krishna from Vancouver. Wow. So, yeah, don't hesitate to ask any questions while I'm sharing the story. Um, because, I believe strongly asking is the way for, achieve success in life. So, continue on this story. So I looked into flips. That was not an option because needed to borrow more money and I was not comfortable. And I was talking to my realtor at that time. Um, with my realtor, I bought and sold like 4 properties at that time within year of span from 2017 to 2018. So within 1 year, I did 4 transactions with my realtor, and I asked her, how much is the commission, how much she would make from this after all the expenses and blah blah blah. So she said, like, at that time in Windsor, the home prices, average home prices were like 200, 250, 300. So she said, like, if it's an average 200,000 property, she would make 2.5% on that, which is like give or take $5,000. So one client, me as a client, I helped her to make 20,000 from just one client, and she had like more than 10 to 15 clients like that. So I'm like, man, this makes sense. So, and I was already curious into sales by then, because I had a in back home in India when I was like, a student. I used to do network marketing. If you guys heard of like Amway, a company something like that, where it's kind of direct sales. You just need to sell products through your direct network, so you're selling to your friends, family, that way. So that in India, I had a decent success. I built a team around like 200 people, which is like, like a, how Amway works, like a pyramid. You join, get 4 people, and you help them to get more people. So that was the pyramid structure, and I did a decent sales there. I was making decent income. Again, long story short, that company gone. That's why I came to Canada. But at least I had that interest in the sales. So now looking back, coming back to 2018, when I'm in this debt, I'm like, that made sense for me to go into sales. So I'm like, okay, I want to go into real estate sales, but what can I do? What is the Abhilash, is that the Ponzi schemes? Yeah, kind of. That's what they used to call it that time. They still exist, Amway still exists. I don't know if they are Ponzi schemes or not, but there are people who have good success. But at least what I learned from that is it's a sales skill. So selling products to someone is a sales skill. So I had some interest in that. Like, I always loved working with people, selling products. I was comfortable with it. So now in 2018, because of this debt, it forced me to look into this option more deep. So I started doing more research, how much agents make in their first year, second year. And I have seen like some new agents, like completely zero background on YouTube, making 100,000 in their first year, 150, 160,000 in their first year. So I'm like, man, this makes sense. So maybe if I can replace my salary, then I can continue to invest, and if I can make couple more sales, I can start to pay off my debts. So that was the goal I started with. So it sounded nice to me at that time, and I started digging more. Like, I started to read a lot more books. Like, one of my favorite book at that time was like How to Win Friends, Influence People, and Sell It Like Ryan Sherhunt. This guy is like, I'm a huge admirer of Ryan Sherhunt. This guy is like from States, New York City, and he uses social media as a platform to sell millions and actually even billions of real estate. So I'm like, man, this is crazy. So let me look deeper into it. So I started to learn more about social media, started to learn more about sales. And I told myself, like, this is before even I register for exams, right? So here I am. I decided to get sales license, and I decided to use social media as a platform because coming as an immigrant to this country, new to Canada. At this time, I think I was 4 years in Canada. No family, because my whole family is back home. So that means no connections here who is looking to sell or buy with me. Um, and not that many friends in Windsor at that time, and no connection, so no financial background to put it into money into marketing, because either you need money or you need network, and I didn't had either. So the only option left for me was social media. So I said, okay, I'm going to get my license, but while I'm getting my license, I want to do social media so that I can build my network, because in real estate it's a popular saying, your network is your net worth. So with that my approach in mind, I said, okay, let's do social media and let's start the license. So I register for my exam, and then on that same day I shoot my first video. If you go onto my tutor, so if you're here on YouTube live, you can check. Don't do it now because now watch the live. But after the live, go check out, like, look at my videos by date. Look at the first video I made. I made a video talking, saying that how why I like Canada. As an immigrant, what are the things that I love about Canada? Um, and that's how I started, just with my phone, and my wife was holding the phone like this, and no audio device proper, nothing, just I'm talking on the phone, with a small curtain in the background, so no studio, no audio devices like this. So it's just a simple setup. And it was a consistency. I had a goal, like, at that point. I even made a video of my goal in December 2018. By then I didn't get my license. You can see that video as well, like, goals for 2019. um, I said I want to double my salary, because I was making 80,000 as a software developer. I want to make 160,000. Big hairy goals, because I was seeing, like, other people who are brand new. A lot of people doesn't even make 3-4 sales a year. Yes, that's true. So 3-4 sales is nothing. Like, there was stats. We did a workshop in the past, and we did a material for the workshop, and we did some digging into stats on how much realtors make in Canada. So the stats were very interesting. um, Pretty much, like, top 3% make 10 plus sales in Canada. Top 3% only. So that means the people who make over 100,000 plus are top 3 to 5%. That's it. Yeah. 65% are, like, don't even make more than one sale. And the other 20%, 25%, they make probably somewhere from 1 to 10 sales. So I'm like, my first year goal was to get into that top 5%, because that's where the money is. So that goal pushed me because harder. I'll tell at the end how much sales I made, and in the meanwhile, you make a guess if you haven't seen my videos. Okay, if you've seen my videos, probably you know how much I made in my first year. How many sales do you think I made in my first year? Let me know in the comments below. I want to see. I'm, I want to see who makes a right guess, because this is my first year. Zero knowledge, zero experience, zero skills, zero money to spend. So that's why I started with phone, right? So how many sales do you think I made? Not the income. Okay, come on. You saw the video, Akash. Akshay. How many sales? Like, 10, 15, 5, 3, 1, 2, 20, 30. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious. Harshit says 5. Okay. I'll tell at the end. I'll tell. So goal was clear. Like, I made this 160,000 salary. So I break it down, actually further down, because I wanted to go deeper to know what I have to do. So I said, okay, average home price at that time in Windsor was, like I mentioned, 200 to 300,000. So for 200,000, I make $5,000. So to hit $160,000 goal, I need 32 sales, because 160,000 divided by 5,000. So that means I need to make 32 sales in order to make, again, just an average number. I was doing my math for myself. So that means I have to make 32 sales that year to hit my goal. And then I broke it even further down. 30, in order to make 32 sales, how many people do I have to meet? So a month. So 32 divided by 12 again. So just to keep it round figure, around 3 sales I have to make every month, um, to hit my goal. So my goal here is 3 sales. So then I dig even more down. Okay, to make 3 sales, how many new people have to meet? So I was looking at average conversion rate on social media, online. Um, Akshay, you're rigging the game. You saw the video, but uh, so how many people do I have to meet? The conversion rate I have seen online was, if you meet 100 people, there is a good chance that you will make 1 or 2 sales. So that means now my monthly goal is to meet 300 people. So I'm like, 300 people sounded so big for me. That's why I even divided into weekly. So 300 a month, that means divided by 4, give or take, I have to meet 70 to 80 people a week. Yes. So 70 to 80 people a week if I do personally. So I have to attend a lot of networking events. Even then, 80 is a lot, because if you go for a networking event, probably I would meet 10 people. So there would be more than one event in a week. So that means I can only meet 10 people there. And then for coffee shops, going out for groceries, um, all the other, outsiders, and some family gatherings, like community gatherings, especially being an Indian, that's a cool thing where we have a lot of community gatherings. um, you meet other people in the same community. um, so I did my math, like I'm still like meeting 80 people a week is a lot. So that's where, like, I'm like, I think the YouTube, the social media makes a lot more sense, because every view is pretty much I'm meeting a new person. So maybe I have to double that or triple that. Like if I have 100 views, that means equals to 10 people I know personally, so indirectly. So that means if I get 1,000 views, that means that's when I'm reaching my goal, 100 people a week. So that means my goal is to get 1,000 views. So that means I have to make more content. So that's how I came down to this content idea. So I started to post like one video in 2 3 weeks, and I was doing all by myself, editing, posting. Of course not, I should not take all the credit, because my wife was the one who is doing the editing part, and she was the one helping me do the shooting and all. So she was my first hire, if you're wondering. So let me take some questions here. Please save this as I joined late. Okay, sure. Of course, Harshita, all the lives will be saved so you can watch again. Um, isn't it investing in real estate? Investment means investing in real estate. One can buy REIT with a very small amount, but not real estate. Abhilash, yes, I mean, if you're investing in REITs are nothing but a syndication who are buying bigger projects. They take smaller investors. You can chip in, 10,000, 5,000, 20,000, 100,000. Depends on different REITs have different limitations, because every REITs doesn't take everyone. They have a like accredited, am I pronouncing wrong? Uh, Credited investors. You have to have like certain X amount of income, annual income, then only like certain amount of asset value, then only you qualify to invest with them. But there are smaller REITs on stock companies, like on the Quest Trade, or other stocks put, what do you call them, platforms. You can invest in smaller, in bigger REITs, but smaller amounts. Yeah, it's also investing, but because you're not the sole one, you're not controlling. Pretty much you're just chipping in the money, that's all, you're waiting for the results. So it's also, it produces a decent income, especially if you have a very small amount. um, it doesn't hurt to start that way. John, hi. Can someone invest in real estate while studying in Canada? John, I've been getting this question very, very often. And I even talked in last live. So here, if you're a student in Canada, if you don't have a permanent residency, or if you don't have a parents or family who is permanent residents, definitely qualifying for a mortgage is a big challenge. And even if you qualify, you need a higher down payment, like 30-40%. So you might have to come up with a lot more money. But the best thing you can do as a student, maybe start learning about real estate. What does goes into real estate, what are the things involved in real estate. So go deeper into real estate, learn as much as possible when you're a student, and start saving money. And if possible, work part time, because while you're full time studying, you can work part time, work for some real estate investor if possible. So if that way you can learn real experience from someone while you're educating, while you're getting ready to invest. And on top of it, this is another cool term. I don't know if you heard. That's this is called wholesaling. If you're pretty much like selling properties indirectly, but selling contracts, just like you're unlicensed realtor. Technically you're an unlicensed realtor, because wholesaling means like you find a seller who is willing to sell, and you negotiate a good price and put it on contract. So you're making an offer to the seller for X price. If the market value is 400,000, you made an offer for 320, he accepted your offer. So now you have a margin of 80,000, and you go find a buyer and flip this contract. That means you're just selling this contract to the buyer, let's say for 350. So now you're making that profit. So the buyer has a benefit of taking the property from you because they got 50,000 discount. And you, as a wholesaler, you made that 30,000 profit, or 10,000 or 15,000 or 5,000. So that's a great way. If you're a student, do that. So that way, now you're learning how to negotiate, you're learning how to find sellers, you're learning how to find buyers, and how to flip the contracts. You're learning about the contracts. So many things you'll be learning. So that will give you a red carpet for future golden opportunities coming in your way. And if you have good amount of savings, already have money, maybe find a JV partner, or find a seller who's willing to hold a mortgage for you. So those are some ideas. Let me see. So a lot of people: Harshit 5 sales, Akshay 15, Kate 8, 18, and Akshay again 55. Of course, Akshay, I think you saw the video. So yeah, so fast forward, I had this goal, right? Going back to the story. So I made this goal to make content, because that's the only way I saw that I can meet X amount of new people, so that I can make 3 sales a month. So that's how I started. And by the time I finished my exams, knock the wood, that was like blessing. I had 4 people already waiting for me to get my license, because I was making contact, and I was going for a lot of networking events, and I was meeting people everywhere, back and forth. And I'm adding them to my Facebook and Instagram. At this point, I was completely inactive. Before I decided to get my sales, I was completely inactive on social media. I have no clue about social media. I started learning and started making friends. Whoever I meet online, offline, I become friends with them online, so that they will see me what I'm doing on a regular basis. So that's what I started to do, and have this like 4 people ready to, and they actually 2 of them waited for almost 2 months. So now, as soon as I got my license, I had active clients ready to work with me. And one thing I did promise myself: I'm not going to look at sales. Every per client has I have a money on sitting on their head. I'm not going to look at like that. That's a big mindset I have to adopt from the day one. I said each client is very important for me, because if I do a solid justification for my client, help them achieve their goal, they're going to help me to give more referrals, because one client can bring me a lot of more business. So I started to treat every person as a bank of clients. Like one person can bring 10, 15, 20 clients over the period, if you do a justification for the first client. So that's a lesson number one. because I watched a lot of YouTube videos, so I adopted that from other people's failures. So, and I see a lot of newbies make that mistake. They just focus on making the money, not on the client. So fast forward, the first 1.5 month I made two sales. Yep, I didn't quite hit, but from an income point of view I hit my goal, because my first two sales, one was 220,000 something, and the other sale was $630,000. So income wise I hit my goal. So let me take more questions here. Can't have, from a newcomer like me, should I go for deep inspection before buying? So Srikant, that's definitely a very good question. So if you're a new investor, newcomer, not only you're a newcomer, even like till the day, most of the times I get an inspection done. It's 300 or 400, depends on the, if it's a bigger property you might pay more. But look at this, I have no clue about the construction side. Now I have a decent knowledge, but before, after buying 20 properties, of course I have to, build the knowledge over the period. But initially, no clue. And this inspection report tells me, what to look for. Honestly, when I was a new agent, like I used to go with my inspectors for every inspection. I'm there asking bunch of questions to the inspectors. Why is this good? Why is this bad? How much would it cost to do this? How much would it cost to do that? What is this? What is that? So all these questions will help you to learn about actual, building itself or actual property itself. So strongly recommend the inspection. Akshay, some examples of real estate investors we can work with. So, for example, someone like me who has a investment portfolio, you can help for leasing. I need a leasing person who can help me to lease my properties. I do pay them, maybe like $500 or $800, something depend on the lease. If you lease my property, now you're gonna get paid. So you can learn from me on what is that property. You can ask questions, because now you're gonna help me to lease that property, and the quicker you lease, the more leases I would give you. Or let's say, for example, I have a project going on. You can be a project manager, oversee it. Or you can work for the contractor. I initially, I even used to offer for my realtor friend who was an investor. I told her, hey, look, I'll help you if you have any projects going on, if you need cleaning, or cleaning up the project, or doing some yard work or grass cutting, whatever. I'll help you for free. I'm not going to charge you anything. Just in return, when I have some questions, please help me to answer. Because that's a great way you can do those things. So that's what I'm referring to, Akash. Sorry, I'm saying Akash, Akshay. Harshit, really liked your live with Nav on Instagram. You both are real, real motivators. Thank you, man. Glad to hear. That's a kind words. That words help me to go on lives and answer your questions. So again, if you're joining live now, let me know what's your name, where you're joining the live from, and any questions you have related to real estate. Don't hesitate to ask, because like I mentioned, no question is a dumb question, and from every question you will learn, and other people could learn from it. So don't hesitate to ask. And Digant, sorry if I pronounced that name wrong. How is Halifax market for new guys in real estate biz, or like best provinces to start? um, Man, I will be honest answer. I haven't looked into Halifax market. I know, I have some friends who invested in Halifax. They had a decent success, because those are like upcoming markets, right? Not many people know, and the prices are still pretty decent. Again, also in Halifax, there are good areas, bad areas. So what I would recommend, look who is investing in that area. Find someone who is investing in that area. Maybe mm, learn from them. Add some value to them, and ask for providing some value back to you. So maybe that's the best place to start with, in my opinion. And 6 rounds. What happens if you buy a pre-sale and cannot complete the deal? I'm in a really bad situation. No mortgage, no nothing. So, um, for those who are watching new, who doesn't understand what his question is, let me pop the question on the screen. So what happens if you buy a pre-sale? So what 6 rounds is referring to is like, pre-construction sales. Like, generally builders offer pre-sales. So let's say there is a condo that is going to be built in 2026. Now we are in 2022, so that means the closing going to happen 4 years down the road. So now they're gonna offer you for X price. Let's say I'll give you an example that the condo I bought, that is a pre-sale. So this one I bought it like a year ago, and the projected closing is 2025. So I have a contract. It's in Burlington. The pre-sale contract for 630,000 for 600 square feet, so around $1,000 per square feet, in a great location, Burlington downtown area, with a beautiful view, and nice luxury finishes. One plus den unit. So I have this contract for 630, but I don't have to get a mortgage right now. I don't have to, pay all the down payment right away. So they have a deposit structure. So every builder has a different deposit structure. So initially my deposit was like I have to pay 5,000, and then within the 2 months, I believe I have to pay a total 5%, and then after 6 months, within the 6 months, I have to pay another 5%, and the remaining 10% I pay at the closing. So I can book a property technically on the papers because it's not built yet right now. I can close it in 2025, and with the current price, the price that I got. So there are pros and cons. So one pro is I don't have to qualify for any mortgage right now. Number two, I don't have to have the full 20% down payment right now. Number three, it's gonna take longer. So I don't. If the appreciation happen, I'm making my returns just on the papers. So that's a cool thing. Of course, there are negative sides, which is, for example, like what we are seeing right now. So let's say some people booked pre-sales 4 years ago. So now the closing comes up. So let's say the price they booked 4 years ago is like 600,000, and now the same project price is like, let's say, um, 500,000. If the price goes down, now you have to come up with the difference. Again, generally that happening is not that common, because if you look at 4 years ago, what was the prices? Unless you booked it like, let's say, 4 months, 5 months ago at the peak time. Let's say you booked a detached home, because generally detached homes close quickly. Condos close very longer, 4 or 5 years down the road. So let's say you booked this detached, and now you have to close. You booked, let's say, for 1.3 million, and now the value of that same the detached home, now it's come for closing this month, let's say. So this month the value of that property is 1 million. So now the property lost value by 300,000. You have to come up with that 300,000. So that's the risk that you have with the pre-construction. So you have to be very, very cautious in buying pre-constructions. That's why generally when I'm going for pre-construction, I don't go for expensive one. Unless if I have a solid cash sitting around, I'm not going to go for those kind of projects. All my pre-constructions are under 650,000. I have two detached homes, one in Calgary, one in Paris. Both of them are under 650. And I have two condos, one in Burlington. The Burlington was the expensive one, 620, but it's like 4 years down the road. So the market generally cycle when the market goes down, just like what we are right now, it will stay generally 1 2 3 years, not like 5 6 years. Rarely we have seen, probably in 1980s something that was stayed for like 6 or 7 years. Again, if that happens, I'm the unlucky one, so now I have to come up with more money. If the value is down at the time of closing, lower than what I have it on for, so that's a risk on the pre-construction. So that's why I tend to keep it my prices, the property type of prices that I'm buying, under the budget, where I can afford. If the price goes down by 20%, if I can have that cash from elsewhere, then I'm good. So those are the type of projects. So probably 6 rounds if you're in a bad situation. So can you please elaborate what do you mean by you're in a bad situation? What's happening? So that way we all can learn. Maybe I can give you some insight what you can do. um, we all can learn. So please elaborate a little bit. What do you mean by you're in a bad situation? What happened? um, until then, we'll take other questions. How can a student really excel in the game of wholesaling? Learn learn and there are some courses, there are some really good solid wholesaling guys on social media. um, I cannot think of names, but search on YouTube wholesaling. You should find some people and look for credible one who's been doing for years. If they have any courses, go join that course. If they have any masterminds, join that mastermind. And actually that brings me up, like, if you are a real estate agent, if you want to learn, or if you're just a new agent, you just register, if you want to learn what I have done, with my social media, how I got to in my first year, Akshay was guessing the right. I made 55 sales in my first year. My goal was 160,000 to make. My income was over 300,000 in my first year, and I cleared off my 100,000 debt in my first year. So I am making a mastermind. We are starting a mastermind that is starting from August 17th. So in this mastermind, this is like for 8 weeks, where I'm going to go from my day one, what I did on using, how did I use social media, what I used to do, how did I come up with content, what kind of content, how often I used to post, how long the videos, how to tag the video, how to do the description, how to do a thumbnail, how to do edit the videos, like deeper. The whole webinar is like complete deeper one. Of course, it's a paid one, because I'm spending 8 weeks, almost every week, 2 hours. So it's going to be like pretty deep, intensive. If you want to learn on that, I'll put a link in the description or in the comments um, later on. I don't have it right now. Or go on my Instagram with my name, Aditya Kumar Soma. You will see the link in the bio. um, I'll make sure it's in the description of this video. And after the video ends, I'll put it in the first comment, so that you can go, if you're interested in, go join the mastermind there. And we are only taking 20 people, because this is my first time I'm doing. I want to just keep a small group. I think we are already at 13. So just 7 more slots left. If you are interested in, do that, because that will teach you a very, very, very deeper. And same thing for wholesaling. Go find someone who is doing like that, because it's a small fees you have to invest. If you're going to a college, you're spending 30-40,000. Rather spend 2-3,000 on this kind of courses and learn as much as you can. And here's the kick: don't just learn and implement. Take actions. Take effing actions. If you don't take actions, then there is nothing you can do, because the knowledge is out there. If you're not taking actions on that, then you will be stuck. So learn, take course, take education, and take actions on what you learn, and try to navigate. If something is working out, keep doing more. If it's not working out, change the strategy. Don't just stick to that even if it's not working. So if it's not working, change. Harshit, I'm from Toronto. If I buy a property in Windsor, do you also provide property management services? So great question. So personally, I don't do management, but me and my team, we are a group of real estate agents. I don't do the sales anymore. My team does. I train them. I'll make sure they'll help you find the right property. And for property management services, I work with a couple of property management companies in Windsor, where they give a good service for my clients, and they give discount on the rates, because I'm giving them a lot of business. So we do have solid contacts in Windsor, because I'm personally an investor first. My main business is investing. So I have contacts for me and my team. We have contacts for property managers, contracts. So that's a thing. If you find right people in the area that you want to invest, you will get a lot of help. Especially it starts with the real estate agent. If you're looking to invest in any area, doesn't have to be in Windsor, any area that you're looking to. Someone asked about Halifax, right? Look for an investor focused realtor in Halifax. Ask for those contacts. They will provide you. If you're working with them, if you're sincerely working with them, not trying to jump one from realtor to another, just to save the commission. Rather, find someone who is solidly investing, have a solid contacts, you will get help. So of course in Windsor you'll get help. So in the meanwhile, I'm going to ask my assistant Amy here. Amy, if you can put the mastermind link in the description for people, if anyone interested to join, please put that in the description and also the comments so people can click that, and you can go find out about our mastermind if you're interested in becoming a salesperson, or if you're already a salesperson, if you are interested to learn how social media helped me to achieve my financial goals, that helped me to achieve financial freedom. So moving on to the next question here. Can I please give you a call? It's very important. I can tell you over the phone if I need help. So 6 rounds, please send us an email. I'll put our contact info in the comments. I don't want to promise because, nowadays it's just a crazy schedule. But, either me or one of my agent will get in touch with you because, my agents are as knowledgeable as me because I trade them solidly. So any challenges that you have, definitely, my team would be able to help you. So my assistant will put the contact info in the comments. If not, you will see in the description as well. Any business email you can connect with? Yes, it's info@wincity.com. Let me put it in here. info@wincity.com. Here, this is my business email. My team will get in touch with you if you email. Any challenges, again, we'll be more than happy to jump on a call, and see how we can help you. Digent, bro, what's your name? You better tell me your name. That name I couldn't pronounce. I don't know if that is your real name or it's just a YouTube handle. How to actually know if someone is actually legit about their claims respectfully? So look here, if someone like mm, producing a lot of content, um, and someone really shows if they're consistent from years, couple of years, bunch of years, and someone has good reviews, they, if they're a business, they should have reviews. Like if you go about me on, if you're looking to real estate sales side skill, like sales side help, if you go search for rate my agent, they have a website, they rate the agents, and all the clients will rate there. You will see like probably 50, 60 plus ratings, what my clients are talking about me. Same way, you can look at those for anyone who is looking at, if they have a course, look at their course if they have any ratings, because everyone nowadays it's easy, social media, and you can always ask them, hey, if anyone got help from you, can I get a referral? Like, can I just get their information so I can learn about you, see if you're if it makes sense. So there's, use the social media effectively. You will be able to easily, um, able to verify if they're legit or not. Just look at myself, right? If you want to work with us, you just search my name, see what comes up, how many negative reviews comes up, how many positive things comes up, how much consistency I am, what am I showing my properties, how much legit content that you're getting, and where you're able to connect to me. That's all, that those are all things matters. So don't just rush because you want to learn, just don't take anything. But if it's like $50, $100 taking, and you're not losing anything, you will learn something. And also there is a lot of free knowledge as well. Here's my favorite website, biggerpockets.com. That's my favorite website. There they have like shitload of blogs, articles, books, a lot of books too. That's another thing. Like, I learned a lot from the books. So courses, books, blogs, start with whatever you can find, because it's okay to invest in learning. I spent at least 100,000 plus in my learning all these 5 years since I started investing. I go for a lot of masterminds. I pay, like, just for 2 days mastermind workshops, I pay like 3,000, 4,000, some of them even like 5, 6,000, because there I'm building like deeper connections with higher level people. So that means my connections are growing, and obviously when my connections grow, my knowledge also do grow. So yeah, that's how you can look into. And someone interested in the mastermind I just mentioned, if you want to become a successful real estate agent, then this mastermind is for you. Click the link in the chat. So that's the link. If you haven't found it, go search for that, click that link, you can get more information. And let me go to the next question here. JT, Indiana has the best rentals in US. Good. Good for you, JT. I never been to Indiana, but that's good. Me. Yeah, me. Can you please put the link for the masterclass in the video? Yes. So it's in the video now. I'm from Saskatchewan, but looking to relocate to Windsor. Wow. Welcome to Windsor. So that's fantastic. Tarun, hi Aditya. Long time. Hope you're keeping all your investments safe and healthy. What you think about another upcoming rate hike effects on Windsor real estate market? 4 bedroom near university. So good question, Tarun. No, of course, like many, even my cash flow went down because of 1%, freaking 1% interest rate increase. This Bank of Canada, they're really forcing us to not to invest. Um, so yes, my cash flow got impacted, but again, that's the reason I love cash flow properties, because if I was negative cash flow, I would have been fucked up. Whereas because I have like, my cash flow was around 5,500, now it's like 3,800. So I'm still positive cash flow. And if another rate hike happens, probably, the chances of another rate hike in September is high. I won't lie. It's possible that it's going to rate, they're going to increase again. Most likely, based on, I follow a lot of economists, a lot of people, who do this writing about the economy. What Bank of Canada's next move could be, in my opinion, you can expect another 1%, very highly chances. Again, by no mean I'm a financial advisor. I'm not. I'm just a random guy on YouTube. Just a disclaimer, random guy on YouTube. I'm just sharing my opinions. So obviously seek your own experts and get your own, opinions, and act accordingly. I'm just throwing my opinion here. Very high chances the rates can go up another 1% by end of this year. So that's why, if you're investing, or if you're already investing, make sure you have enough savings, contingency funds. If you have negative cash flow, if you have positive cash flow, that's fantastic. And if you're looking to buy, look for good deals. Don't buy for flips right now. If you're looking to flip a property, don't do it right now because it's uncertain. If you're looking to think that just to buy a property, because we got now, right now we are getting 30 to 40% discount right now from what it was peak. So don't assume that it's going to go back again in next 6 months. We don't know. It could take 1 year, it could take 2 years. So don't buy based on appreciation. So if you're buying, buy this two things. This is my strategy. Again, this is my opinion, right? I'm buying, I'm looking right now, I'm just about to put a property on contract, and the property is like, it's going to be positive $1,000 cash flow, and I'm going to force the appreciation by doing some cosmetic updates. And I'm not going to take major renovation projects. I'm going to take cosmetic renovation projects, because I want to refi as soon as possible. Because we have seen last month there is a 9% depreciation in the market, 9% in 1 month. So that means I want to make sure, if I'm buying a property, I want to make sure I get a good discount, 10-20%, and force the property value with the cosmetic updates, and try to refinance within short period, like 2 to 3 months. That's the maximum projects I'm looking for. If I can refinance in next 2 to 3 months, fantastic, because the chances of me getting my money out is high. And like I mentioned, the key factor here is cash flow, because my goal, excuse me, let me sip a water here. My goal is not short term. If you're doing for short term, you can get into trouble right now, at least right this point. So I'm looking at long term. If I have a positive cash flow, if the interest rate goes up another 1%, probably my cash flow from 1,000 to go to 750. If it goes by another 1%, it goes to 500. If it goes another 1%, Like, again, I'm talking worst case scenarios, right? You never know. Again, I'm not, by no mean I'm an expert. I'm just trying to move my pieces in my favor. So if it goes up another 1%, I'll be still like positive 100, $200. So that's the kind of projects I'm looking right now. So that way, I'm not completely shutting down my business and saying, I want to just wait, because what if the prices start to go up? Because now I'm already getting 30%, and plus if I negotiate another, 10, 15%, now that's completely 45% appreciation from the peak time. And I know that if I hold the property for enough time, for next 5 years, very high chances to go back to the price that where I bought for. So that means I can gain good amount of appreciation. And if the market goes further down in next 3 months, 6 months, I'll go look for another deal because that's my strategy. Again, that's been my strategy all these years. So, and that's what I see a lot of big investors do. They don't just wait for the perfect time and just do one at a time. They do one at a time over the time. So that way you're taking advantage of every situation, because you never know when it start to go up. When it start to go up, now you will start fearing, because you would have, you could have at least locked in your 30% returns. So that's how I look at it. Again, feel free to challenge me, to tell me what are you doing, what is your opinion, what you want to do right now let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your opinions, because I don't want to think myself as an expert. I am a everyday in and out learner. I'm a student of this real estate. I'm be learning every day. Again, if I'm wrong, if I could be wrong. I was wrong in bunch of times. I was right for other bunch of times. So I got wrong, I got right. And when I got right, more times than the wrong. So that's why I was able to build my cash flow and the portfolio. Hope that makes sense. How much money do a one need to get into a burr in Ontario? Which place is the most suitable in Ontario these days to start as a fresh realtor? So you're asking two different questions, Mohammed, Harris. So let's talk about one at a time. One is you're talking about burr strategy, which is investing. Another one is realtor career. So let's talk about one at a time. Let's talk about the investing. So for burr, personally, I love Windsor. That's why I'm still investing in Windsor. If you know other better areas, feel free to look for them and go find right people in that area. Personally, I believe in Windsor because I have seen the unemployment rate in Windsor has gone down, mm, lower than the average Canadian unemployment rate, because we have more jobs coming into Windsor because of this EV plant, the electrical vehicles, the boom in the electrical sector, the electrical motor vehicle sector. There is more businesses coming into Windsor. The EV plant is a $5 billion project. So the bridge construction that has been going on from last 2 years, that's still, and the mega hospital. So there is more projects and more employment in Windsor right now. So that is a positive sign for me, because the economics are good, and the renter base is strong. Even though the market, from a sales point of view, it's gone down, but from a renter point of view, there is a lot of renters out there looking for a good place to rent. So that's why I'm still doing my bird projects in Windsor, Essex. So um, how much money do you need to do a burr? It depends on your skills. But let me give you a simple example. Let's say you're buying a 300,000 property. You can absolutely find a decent property right now in Windsor in an average or below average location for under 300. Yes, it's doable. If someone told you not, don't believe them. I have a video coming up actually soon where I broke down, like, actually real data, show you how many properties sold under 200, under 300, how they look like, which locations they're in. So stay tuned for that video, because that video is a very deeper one. But just for you, for now, for the video sake, if you find a property under 300, let's say 300, you need 20% down, that is 60,000. Plus, if you're looking for a cosmetic update project, like I mentioned, don't go for major renovations, go for a cosmetic one. That's what I was mentioning, right? So if it's a cosmetic for a 3 bedroom 2 bath house, probably you should spend less than 40,000, if possible 20,000 as well, if you're doing putting some sweat equity. So 60 plus 20 or 40, so under 100,000 you can do a burr, in my opinion. And can you do even without that 100? Absolutely. There are there are many lenders. There are, like, B lenders, private lenders, who will lend you with just 20,000 down. So look for those. If you need help in Windsor, Ontario, my team is here. We can help you. We can help you connect with the lenders and all. So reach out. Feel free to reach out. And so, going back to your second question, the fresh realtor. So, which city for you to start as a realtor? In my opinion, whichever the city you have expertise in. If you've been living in, let's say, Brampton, go for Brampton. Yes, there is a lot of competition, but if you do it right, this is the time, learn about social media. That's why me and my team, me and my partner Sahaz, we are hosting a mastermind for 8 weeks, a complete breakdown of what I'm doing right now, what is generating me business using social media. Because right now, you need a lot of leads to make income. You need to know how to generate leads even while you're sleeping using social media, and you need to know how to convert those leads. So in order to learn those two both things, make sure join our course. And again, learn online, learn on YouTube. There is a lot of other ways. I'm just doing one from my part. So yeah, city doesn't matter. City doesn't matter. How much actions you're taking, how much are you learning. And especially, the old school strategies are being fading out. The new school is the social media. You know from last 3 years, I never spent a dime on marketing except my time and social media. So, not on the, like, billboards or bus banners or all those things, Google ads. Those are all, like, for me, the organic social media was the best returns for my time and money. So, and again, I was able to go from, like, completely minus 100,000 debt in my first year. When I started, I had 100,000 debt, and I cleared off all my debts in my first year. Second year, I was able to get to, 500,000 gross income. Third year, I was get to 1 million gross income. And this year, of course, 1 million plus gross income. Again, I'm not saying this to brag. Trust me, I'm not that guy. I want to show you what is possible, because if I can do it, because I have no special skills. Trust me, if you've been watching my videos, I'm a simple guy with not that much creativity, just a lot of hard work, lot of enthusiasm for real estate, lot of learning attitude. I learn every day. I learn from my clients. I learn from you. If you are teaching me something new, I'm open to hear. These things are more open than this thing. Even because now it's alive, I cannot shut my mouth, because if I shut, you guys close the live. So that's why I'm talking. But I always keep my ears open, learn what's happening, implement things that are working, do more things that are working, like social media. That's the reason you see me doing more reels, doing more YouTube videos, same for the same purpose, right? Like, it's working out. So that's what I would suggest. Hope. I thought, I know it's not a short answer, but it's a long answer for your question. But that's a reality. In how many years did you become a millionaire? Because it's beautiful to see a brother killing. Not a lot of real estate guys are closely relatable as you. Thank you. Glad to hear that, man. That means a lot for me. So it took me almost 4 years since I started. I started investing in 2017. March 1st, I got my first duplex for 100,000. That's where I started. Um, Became a real estate agent in 2019, February 1st. That's when I quit my job. I gave my resignation and started full time with a minus 100,000 debt. So I believe by end of 2020, that's when I did all my math, like, how much was my equity, how much was my portfolio. um, I was over $1 million. I even made a video at that time, almost like year and a half ago. So now it's over like 2 million plus. It was over 3 million plus because of the hit in the market, 30%. Of course, my portfolio dropped to 2 million around. So I got impacted too. If it goes another 30%, so probably I'm back to just million. If it goes another 60% down, so I'm back to zero. But I have positive, I have my tenants paying my mortgage down every month, so I'm not worried. But yeah, that's how much time it took me. Again, it's a lot of work, right? A lot of people don't see how much work it takes. In the first 4 years, I'm like running around like a head cut chicken because I had nothing. So even then I was very enthusiastic till what you're seeing now. The same enthusiasm you would have seen in me from the day one. So believing in myself, that's a big thing. So if you want to become a millionaire, first thing, give a F for what other people say. Just believe in yourself. If you personally think you can do it, you can do it. Because if I did it, that means you can do it too, because it's not a rocket science. If you go watch 10 of my videos, you'll understand. I'm not doing something crazy, I'm just doing more than normal people. That's it. That's the success secret. So there you go, you got it. So, oh my God, it's already 8 o'clock. So, talking to you guys, the time just like that. I love those questions. Um, let me see. Let me try to answer a couple more questions here. I know, I want to jump out, but when I see questions like this, I don't want to keep them unanswered. What is the best time to buy a house? Nature girl, baby. So, nature girl. Here, in my opinion, it's hard to time the market. I didn't think about, oh, is this a good time for me to buy or not? I looked at my personal situation. I qualified for mortgage. I had enough down payment, 5% down at that time. I said, okay, what type of investments I want to get into? And I didn't had anything. So I didn't even know what market was at that time. Because at that time in Windsor, the market was completely stable. Nothing was going up. So I didn't care about that. I looked at my goals. My goal was cash flow. I want to achieve financial freedom. I want to make 5,000 plus so that I can quit my job. Of course, it happened way earlier than I made before I made my positive, before I made my financial goal hit. But you look at your personal situation right now. This At this point, it's still a good time, in my opinion, if you're ready. Because if you're ready, there is a lot of inventory. You can negotiate a good deal. You can find the right properties. And the experience you're going to build, if the market goes further down, you can use your experience because now you have property under your belt. You can go raise money. It's easier when you're in the game to do more. It's harder when you're just watching on the sidelines. Even if the market goes down or up, you will, if you're not taking actions, you're not in motion. So I believe in this, like if you're in motion, you can speed up your how speed you roll. But if you're in stop, to roll is the hardest thing. The first step is the freaking hardest thing. And if you're just starting as a newbie, you have nothing, you don't have that much to lose. If you're already at pause, when I quit my job, I told my this is the mantra I told myself. I'm already in minus 100,000 debt. If I could not make any sales, if I get into another 50,000 debt, what difference would it make? I'm into another 50,000 debt. But what if this work out? What if I can find a killer deal? What if I can make good amount of sales and get to the other side and I can do more? So that's exactly is my philosophy. That's exactly what I'm implementing now. I closed on a 6 unit building that was a 4 unit, and I got minor vacancy on the peak time at on March 1st, 2022. And I bought a 27 unit building 2 months ago. And I am right now I have a property on contract. I'm almost putting on a contract for another 5 unit building. Again, I'm not hesitant to do that even though market is not that great. I feel if I do a good job in negotiating the right price, and if I do a good job in analyzing my deal, if I make sure stick to my initial fundamentals, is the cash flow. Because my goal is to long term, and I believe over the period the market cycle backs. It's a cycle. No one knows when is the peak bottom, no one knows when is the peak high. If everyone knows it, everyone becomes the multimillionaires. So that's my long short answer. And the last question, one last question: can we get the most out of recession as a student with real estate being the concern? So if you're a student, forget about thinking about recession. Find ways how you can make money right now. Like I mentioned earlier, wholesaling could be the thing, or finding the motivated sellers, flipping the contract, or finding the sellers right now with who is willing to offer VTB is possible. Before, in the peak time, getting a VTB is very tough. So if you're a student, you cannot get a loan, but you can, if you talk to 100 sellers, you might be able to get one seller accept when they take back for you. When I was like completely new agent, I came across this deal, a single family home. I don't qualify for a mortgage. And I asked the seller, said, hey, I don't have money. I only have like 10% that is in my line of credit. So banks don't accept that as a down payment. But I told the seller, if you can hold me mortgage for next 2 or 3 years, I would take the deal. So I took the deal and I refinanced after, like, when I qualified for mortgages, because if you're a new real estate agent or any salesperson, self-employment, you need to be in the self-employment business for 1 to 2 years at least to qualify for a mortgage. So look for those opportunities. Don't give too much concern about the market. Learn what is a good deal. Learn how to put a good deal together. Learn how to build your network. Learn what's the real estate. Learn all those things and take actions on that. Can you think rates can go up to 10% fixed? Sukhjit, I don't know, bro. I wish I know the answer for that. That's way too much. If that happens, Canada economy will crash. I think it can go up another 1 or 2%. But again, my opinion, I don't know. I wish I have a clear answer. So this is the last question I'm gonna answer, because it's already like 8:08, and the time flies when I talk to you guys. So thank you for sticking around and asking the questions. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, and if you haven't still, follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram, and you can DM me any questions there. Me or my team will be doing our best to answer your questions there. So last question, two bait boats. I love the name. Hi, can foreigners buy house in British Columbia, and how much initial capital do I need? So I think even in BC, Ontario, most of the provinces except, I believe, Nova Scotia and Alberta, except those two provinces, you have to put 20% foreign buyer tax, unless if you get your if you get your permanent residency within 4 years, you can reclaim that back, but you have to come up with that 20% foreign buyer tax. On top of it, you have to come up with, if you're a first time home buyer, if it's a primary residency, you can buy as low as 5%. And I know a lot of people on my reel critiqued about 5% down. So when I mean by 5% down, for first 500,000, you can buy 5% down. For if it's $1 million, probably for the first 500 you'll pay 5%. For the next 500 you'll pay 10%. If it's over a million, you have to pay 20% down. So that's the numbers there. And again, of course, reach out to any good realtor in the area that you want to. Ask them those questions, because that area local experts have better knowledge. So that's where I will keep it, guys. Thank you so much for joining the live. And just one more reminder about the mastermind. If you're a realtor, or if you're an aspiring realtor who want to crush it just like I did using social media, then this mastermind is for you. I have the link in the there you go, the link in the also in the description, also in the chat. Make sure to join me on the mastermind. Of course, it's not for free, because it's going to be 8 weeks program, and I'm going to break down so many things in a very understandable way, in a way that you can take actions on a day-to-day basis. And it will be like almost like a school teaching, where you'll give given homework, and I'll check those homework after the next week, like that. So it's going to be a very intensive course. So if you are really willing to succeed in sales, then this course is for you. So looking forward to see you at the mastermind. With that, thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you for joining, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe button, so that we can share this good content with more friends. With that, see you guys later. Have a good night.